Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We have reached Hadith number 16 from Al-Arba'un Al-Nawawi. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن رجلا قال للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أوصني. That Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he narrates that a man, he comes to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam and he says, advise me. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he says, قال لا تغضب, do not get angry. فرد مرارا, and again the person asked Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, لا تغضب. So that person, he asked again and again, what could you advise me? And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he repeated on saying, do not get angry. And it was narrated in Sahih al-Bukhari. The scholars, they bring out a very important lesson in terms of do not get angry, or the portion of anger, which is considered as one of the worst types of akhlaq and the worst type of things or manner or characteristic that a Muslim or a mu'min could do. And from Ahlul Ilm, they say that the ghadab, the anger, is the thing that causes you to do other major sins. If you see, for example, the things that the very first murder that happened on this earth, one of the main thing was anger. Likewise, many of the sins that are committed out of anger, where the worst sin that you could commit after shirk, iyadan billah, is killing someone. And most of the murders happen because one is angry over the other. And this sifah, this characteristics of anger, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam has told us to control it as much as we can. And Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah, he mentions in his book Az-Zuhd that Zakaria bin Yahya alayhi salam, he asks from Isa alayhi salam about what is the thing that brings you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and keeps you away from the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Isa alayhi salam, he replied, لا تغضب, do not get angry. And Zakaria alayhi salam, he asked, what is the reason? What does anger cause? And Isa alayhi salam, he replied that the anger is the thing that comes from due to pride or due to feeling great over the other person. And this is something that we always understand, that the ones who get angry, sometimes it's mainly of two reasons. And sometimes it could be of third or other reason, but mainly of two, which is either because that person has pride, that he has pride, that he is proud of himself, and he is having that he admires himself so much, or because he thinks that he is greater than the other people. And this what makes him get angry over other people, and this easily causes anger. And from this also, the from examples that we see is, for example, sometimes we see people who get angry only over the people who are weak. For example, when they have authority over certain people, they show their anger just like that. While if someone above them, they do something, they act calm and cool as if they never get angry. So anger is an element Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given, that we have to use it only in the right places, which is when it comes to defending our deen, which is not exactly the word ghadab, but it is a different thing, as what we call sometimes as ghira, that we have to have the protectiveness over our deen, or our religion of Allah, of Rasulullah. But as for anger, the word ghadab is something that is completely from the akhlaq, or the characteristics, or the manners that are bad and evil, which we have to get rid of ourselves. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us all to get rid of anger. It is not easy. It is not an easy subject to get rid of anger. Most of the anger that we get sometimes is because we have expectations of so and so people in such a manner, because we feel that we are greater than them. And when they fail, or when they fail to do so, we get angry over them, or sometimes we feel pride of ourselves and we get angry over the other person because he is performing way less. And this is something that is against what Islam teaches us, that a mu'min should be humble of himself and he should think better of the other than himself, that always that the other is better in terms of his akhlaq, in terms of his deen, than yourself. And it is upon us to humble ourselves. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy upon us to get rid of anger and to be from the ones who are humble.